Ladies and gentlemen, it's another review week. The week where we go over a bunch of cool stuff, whether it is basic blasters, pro blasters, modded stuff, whatever it is. And we got quite an interesting lineup this week, so y'all might want to stick around and see what kind of goodies we got in store for y'all. And today, on this episode, we're going to be going to a galaxy far, far away with the brand new Nerf Star Wars Stormtrooper blaster. It goes pew pew. Yeah, let's talk about this thing. Included in the packaging is the Stormtrooper blaster itself, with a little side attachment mag piece thing, 3 glow-in-the-dark darts, and instructions we don't need. Now you're probably thinking, why should I care about some random Star Wars tie-in blaster to Nerf? They've done that 100 times over, for a while now. Well, this one's interesting because this came out recently in this year. And you know what's interesting? It's got elite darts, which may not sound like much to most of you casual viewers, but some of those who know, well, those who know, Nerf is converting almost fully to the N-series dart, which you'll see in a video later, actually. But, well, you've also seen me shoot N-series stuff on my channel before. But that was their big push, is that N-series is now their new standard dart type. They weren't going to be using the elite dart type anymore, the 50 caliber round. But this blaster came with elite darts. And there are still some blasters that come out with elite darts. Which is weird, because why make this whole big hoodad and gab about, yeah, we're switching to the N1 dart, but what kind of talking was that? It's weird. Why are they making this push that they're changing to the N1 dart when they're still releasing elite darts? Glow-in-the-dark elite darts, speaking of which is a dart type they also don't make terribly often either. So, what gives? I don't know. I don't know much about the corporate side of Nerf in terms of why they would still release elite darts when they said N1 darts are going to be the new standard. But I just think it's still cool that there's still somewhat slight bit of hope that elite darts are still going to be around. Whether it's through tie-in blasters or if it's from main blasters, who knows? But enough about that. That's more just theorizing and why this blaster overall is just interesting, but it is also still a pretty cool blaster, in my opinion. So let's go over it real fast. In the front here, we got 3 little barrels, which is where you put your darts, obviously. It is a smart AR, which means you can load in a dart in literally any barrel, and it will fire from that barrel. And if you saw that, it's got little pew-pew sounds, which is super cool and tactile and fun. It's a little extra sensory bit to the blaster. But, of course, if you're trying to be stealthy, it's not going to help at all, so all you got to do is just unscrew over here, take out the batteries, you're good to go. But that's still a lot of fun. That's the whole Star Wars gimmick, too. A lot of the Star Wars blasters have that little feature to them. But if you also saw this blaster, it's pump action. And you see that on the front? That is a UV light. That is a black light, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why this thing comes with glow-in-the-dark darts. Because when you prime it, it turns on the light, and that charges the darts. And of course, when you fire it, it'll be all glowy and supercharged and all that. You're not going to be able to see it from this, but just trust me on this. I love the glow-in-the-dark features, especially for stuff like this. I love glow-in-the-dark darts. They're almost impractical because they're never going to stay lit enough for them to actually be able to do anything, but it's still a super cool feature. You can have tracer rounds flying through the air as you are in a Nerf battle, which is super cool. But it's hit or miss. Depends on if you really want the glow feature or not. It's up to you. We got a tack rail up here if you want to add a scope. but we all know Stormtroopers can't aim, so why did you add a scope? Which is also why they don't have a stock, because this is a Nerf stock attachment point. You can put a stock on here, but of course it doesn't come with one, because you're a Stormtrooper. Why do you need to aim? You just pray to Darth Vader and hope you hit something. But that is pretty much it on the blaster. I will say this real quick as well. The handle is kind of weird. It is very square and rectangle with a little like rounded bit on the bottom. But it's also very thin. So it fits my hand, but it's, like I said, very square to the point where my hand doesn't fit around the handle as well as it could. But it works. It works for my hands. And I'm over here pulling the trigger and blasting a bunch. Let's see how hard it actually shoots. We got a handy dandy little chronograph over here. Why don't y'all come on over and see what we got? All right, folks. We got our handy dandy little chronograph over here, which is going to measure how fast the darts are going to be firing. We're going to do 3 shots with the included darts, and then 3 shots, of course, with nitro shot, because that's what I usually use. Priming it. Because it is Smart AR, I need to figure out what the order is that they fire from, so... Okay, I think I got it. Because I can't just point here and then shoot through, because I might actually hit the side. Because it shoots from one spot than the other. So let's see. Firing, it fires from the right barrel first. Let's go with that. 42. Ooh. Oh, it fires from the bottom. Never mind. It fires right, bottom, and then left. So let's try that again. 54. 52. Okay, so all not terribly impressive, but I mean, it works. Let's try it now with nitro shot and see what happens. All right, got our nitro shot darts loaded. Oop, up in the front. Firing from the right barrel first. 51. 49. 48. So I mean, it shoots about as hard as a Jolt, but who cares? You got the accuracy of a Stormtrooper anyway. Speaking of which, let's take it to the range and see how well it actually shoots. All right, we are here with the Stormtrooper blaster and the glow darts. I have nitro shot darts in my pocket. We're just going to do 3 shots of each, aiming at our target down here at about 15, 20 feet. Let's just see how well we can actually aim. Will it be Stormtrooper aim? More than likely. These are elite darts. Oh, kind of close. Oh, lordy. It double fired there. That's interesting. Maybe I didn't push the dart in all the way. Okay, that's, dare I say, better. Of course we didn't hit anything, but who cares? It's Stormtrooper aim. You're not supposed to hit stuff anyway. But now we got nitro shot darts. So we are going to see how accurate we can be now. Ooh, that was close. Oh, right on the bullseye. Ah, clip the bottom. The darts matter, folks. Huh. So it really doesn't shoot that hard. Interesting. Let's go finish talking about it. So why should you care at all about some rando Star Wars blaster that just came out? Well, like I said, it's that there's still that glimmer of hope that Nerf isn't fully done with elite darts, because they, dare I say, are the best platform for darts. The 50 caliber foam ammunition is the standard. But it also just means that Nerf still might have hope. There still might be hope for Nerf to go back to the right caliber, and then we can all be so happy and mod a bunch of cool stuff. Speaking of which, considering the blaster, I actually already have 2 other ones of these. Two other ones of these. 2 other ones of the Stormtrooper. I can't English. I have more Stormtrooper blasters when they originally came out. I have this one in red. that doesn't have all the features in it because this one is actually slightly modified. And I actually don't know how hard this thing shoots. So I'm going to just test it here real fast with some, ooh, that is a messed up nitro shot dart. I'm going to just test it here real fast and see just what kind of improvements can be done to this thing. 64. 54. You didn't see that. 57. So it's not bad. But I will say this, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world to try to use as well. Because the priming grip is smooth, so you have to make sure you grip it nice and tight when you are priming it. And I believe it is just double sprung, so it's not happy about it sometimes. So you really gotta muscle it. But just in general, in terms of blaster use and practicality, it's fun as a plinker if you want to just go around and do whatever, especially in the dark with that whole flashlight feature and just hypnotize your opponents and then shoot them with possibly a Nerf dart. But in general, I've always kind of dug these blasters. I like the look of them. I like the whole sci-fi feel of them. It's Star Wars. Of course it's going to look sci-fi. But in general, I think this just might be my favorite color scheme of the blaster because there is also one in green. There might have been one in like blue. I could be wrong. I probably am. There's been a few different colors of the Stormtrooper blaster. But in general, I like the look of it. And I feel like there are still some cool things that can be done with it, even if it's not using the actual blaster as the blaster. You could use the shell. This whole front here could be used as a whole barrel shroud if you wanted to. Whole bunch of cool little greeblings and bits all over it. You could decal if you really wanted to. There's fun stuff you can do with this blaster. So don't just put it out of the way just because it can't be modded that well or it doesn't perform that well stock or it uses or comes with elite darts. There's still somewhat of a use for it. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the Nerf Stormtrooper blaster? Like I said, enjoy it. It's a fun blaster. Not something that's going to be super practical, but Nerf is supposed to have fun anyway. It's foam flinging fun, right? But you guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. And, of course, I will see you guys in another video. Bye!